Just when you thought Wi-Fi, just when you thought maybe outside forces were trying to stop us tonight, not so fast, ladies and gentlemen, because we are live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. And this man has been trying month after month to win championship gold. And this is that moment where he can win not only a singles championship, but to be the king of the mountain. And not just the king of the mountain in the WVWF or in West Virginia, but in all of wrestling. He'll talk about that. He'll also talk about some other people that have been on this platform that have said they were going to win that King of the Mountain championship. But maybe a Rare Bird and a Samoan King, maybe they have the wrong guy, because that frat boy is here, and he's going to talk about his legacy. Everybody on Sportzwire Radio this week has been talking about legacies, whether it's been in Connecticut, whether it's been in Pennsylvania, whether it's been here in West Virginia. But now we talk about this man and what this man, ladies and gentlemen, has been fighting for, and it all comes to a head. And the biggest show to date in the WVWF's history. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this man getting his final thoughts off his chest less than now 24 hours away from that, and much, much more. We'll get into that. This man has been waiting for weeks to have his say. He's heard of this guy who everybody knows his last name. He heard about a Rare Bird. He heard about a gentleman of exquisite caliber, or a hype man, or even a controversy king stating their claim that they're going to win championship gold. But this man now gets that opportunity. And ladies and gentlemen, let's now start this show off here in style and give this man that introduction that he rightfully deserves here on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. So with that, without further ado here on the Sports Report, number one cable sports show, a man that for nearly 2 decades has been at the forefront in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic wrestling circuit. A man that the likes of even D-Get Bundles has praised. His name is, simply put, the biggest Cincinnati Bengals fan I know. He is the boy. My friend, how are we doing?
I am doing wonderful, Tom. How you doing? And by the way, before you answer that, hold on a minute. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I know Courtney Wood's doing these auditions for announcing, so I'm gonna have her do what you just did for me.
That's a great point. I'm glad you cut me off, because I know you heard You were here a couple weeks ago when we were talking about cease and desist, getting Courtney's introduction. Godric Sandwell was here. That guy Tafua. I mean, Wyatt Black was here for crying out loud. I mean, I think that you should absolutely get that introduction for Courtney Wood because, I saw how Courtney put that pizzazz into it when she introduced the draw last month. And I think especially with you having that opportunity to win that King of the Mountain championship and claiming it, and especially for the match here, I have no doubt that most certainly Courtney Wood, who everybody knows, the world famous Courtney Wood, should absolutely introduce you when you come out there to the King of the Mountain championship match. It's a great idea, and I'm glad you cut me off. Thank you for
I'm sorry.
me.
Yeah. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. That was a great cutoff. That was like in baseball when you're running down the third base. And you cut off your third base coach. That's exactly what you did. And you were safe. You were safe with that because Courtney Wood should absolutely be doing introductions because we know on YouTube she posted a short and it went viral and then cease and desist got to get it. We know that guy Tafu is going to want it. She's going to wind up giving it to Phoebe Harper. So why not give it to the legendary Cody Maverick?
I don't know. I'm just joking, If
no, you don't have to joke. You're live in prime time. This is the same platform that the second longest tenured guitarist for the guy that they say invented heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne, was on, which we were in Parade Magazine for. You're not kidding. We're live, and Courtney Wood should absolutely do those introductions because if I can do these 300-400 times a year, she's only got to do it once, twice a month.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up. How am I doing? Well, before we went on the air, my Wi-Fi went out. I was hemming and hawing, but it's all for naught. It doesn't matter because we are here with the people and Cody Maverick. We have a lot to talk about here in a short amount of time. We are less than 24 hours away from what's at stake here in the WVWF's latest show. It's a free one, so you have no excuse not to be there at the Richardson Building, 325 7th Street in beautiful Parkersburg, West Virginia. And Cody Maverick, talk to me about what it would mean to you to win the King of the Mountain Championship tomorrow night.
Man, right now I don't really have the words for it, because it's all like, building up, you know what I mean? Because, from, I want to say like a year and a half, I've been trying so hard just to show that I'm able to, carry a title for a company, you know what I'm saying? But I was trying for the hybrid. Didn't happen, I was trying for the heavyweight. Didn't happen. Usually you got, one-on-one matches, right? Every time I was in that match, it was always, slim to none. It was a singles match. Most of it was, three-ways, whatever. So with tomorrow night, our whole roster is going to be out there. So am I going to have a chance? Yes, but for me to get that 50-50 chance, man, that's just to be in that match, like for the title, like not the battle royal, but to be one of the guys, the final two, and especially because that's the first title defense for that belt. So I can always have that under, no one can take that away from me.
That's a great point because one of the things is people always remember who was the first, right? When we think about the Intercontinental Championship, we always go back, well, who was the first Intercontinental Champion? And that was Pat Patterson. So people always remember who's the first. In addition to winning that King of the Mountain Championship tomorrow night at New Heat, you have a chance to be the new and the first ever King of the Mountain champion, and everybody will forever remember who was first.
Correct. And not only that, Tom, but me and you talked. I have severe pain in my knees from over the years.
We talked about it the first time you were here. You said when it came to winning the heavyweight championship, you don't know how much more left you have in this sport.
Yeah, this might be my only last opportunity because I don't know what 2027 is going to hold for me. I don't know if the doctor's going to tell me, Maverick, you shouldn't do this, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
Something that
right.
I don't never want to hear. That's why I keep putting it off. Um, but like I said, it's just, I'm in pain every day. I'm not trying to whine, but like I said, this might be my last opportunity, because I don't know, what's down the line, what's going to come up. Yes, I have bookings, but I don't know the match or, if I'm able to get another shot at the title.
No, we spoke about this here in the previous appearances that you've been here on Sportswire, in that these opportunities, there are some people that are going to compete in this, and yeah, you know what? I don't win. Yeah, I'll get a title shot somewhere else, and I'll expect to win, and I'll be there, and I have this championship. I mean, we've had guys on here with multiple championships, and it's for them, it's almost like going through water. You know that this could be the last moment. Tomorrow night, less than 24 hours from now, this could very well be the last opportunity, not just in the WWF, but your entire wrestling career when it comes to a championship.
Yeah, I mean, that just sums it up without me telling you really how I feel, because I really don't know, you know, what to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be able to tell you like how I feel closer to showtime, but right now it's just my nerves. I mean, it's just, I mean, every wrestler that does this understands, with opportunities. You never know when the last one is. So every opportunity you get, you want to take that, no matter what it is. It's better than, nothing or just watching the show. You know what I mean?
No,
So
no. I
it's
mean, listen, we spoke about this with the Ryan James Memorial. We knew that world championship, what that meant. Then we talked about the hybrid championship, a championship that you really felt was yours, and James Enoch won it, and there was certainly different things that went on there, and obviously the different things you went through not being on the shows, and your last match out there against Michael Everything. But I mean, you've went through a lot physically and emotionally dealing with everything that you're facing, and what are you going to do then in order for you to find a way to be, let's just say, the final two competitors to compete in that battle royal for that King of the Mountain championship? What are you going to do, Maverick, to get yourself that opportunity, as you just said a few minutes ago, to have a 50-50 shot at winning that King of the Mountain championship?
well, I don't want to really give it away, but I'm sure everyone's thinking this is slow down. Don't use all your energy and take out the bigger guys. But I'm sure that's probably every guy that's my size is thinking. You know what I mean? So who cares if I gave it away? You know what I mean? So
Right. Well, I mean, we're not going to know who's in there. I mean, obviously, we had Cease and Desist on here a couple of weeks ago, and they're the tag team champions, and we saw that the Rare Bird Chris Phoenix is certainly looking for singles gold. We know that Hype Man Dan Lasers has singles gold elsewhere. I mean, we know about that guy Tafu. I'm going to definitely get to him, but there's going to definitely be, I'm sure, a number of people in the locker room, and even if you caught what Double L, the Lovable Lester, had to say in talking about this match a couple days ago, that there might even be surprises here. I mean, there's no way to really prepare for people that may not even work in this company that could be in this.
yeah, you're absolutely right. It's whoever wants it really. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. That's not
Yeah.
coming from me. So if anybody is looking for work, don't say Maverick said to come, because I never said that.
They got to go to Lester. I get that.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's just you don't know who's in it, but a couple of these videos that I see, that are being shared by the West Virginia Wrestling Facebook page, I
Yep.
got a couple guys in my mind that I've been in the ring with. I know their weaknesses, so I think I'll be okay. But like the new guys, that I never worked before, I got to figure them out, and I think I'll be okay with that. I got a couple, like some of the guys that you said beginning of the show. I already got them figured out, so I have no worries with the Birdman, Hype Man, or Tafua, because
I like how
I've
you
been
said that.
studying. So
I like how you said that. The Birdman, the Hype Man, and then Tafu. It's almost like you're going to drop some bars here tonight on Sports. You
yeah,
are the frat boy.
yeah,
So I should
yeah.
expect that. You're the frat boy after all. So,
Oh
that
yeah.
would make sense. I mean, but I mean, once again, you're a veteran, so you're gonna use that experience in whatever's thrown your way, even if it's guys that you're not familiar with, guys that you haven't wrestled, not just here but elsewhere, to help you prepare for that moment. Basically, you're gonna be counting on your experience in this sport, that whatever's thrown in your way, and no matter what number you get or whatever it is and how this is going to be done tomorrow, that you're going to be able to carry what your experience is to get you into the final two.
That's pretty much sums it up.
No, I mean,
Like
there's absolutely, listen, I mean, there's really not much more to say other than that. But what do you think will be different, though? Because, you talked about the hybrid championship. You talked about the world championship, and you talked about being nervous. And we know that in addition to this match, well, it's NFL wildcard weekend. This is the playoffs. And for you, this is the playoffs. I mean, it's basically, we've said it before with you in the past. This might be win or go home. You haven't even been on shows in the WVWF of late. So really, I mean, you lose, even if you're the last man eliminated. I mean, this could be win or go home tomorrow.
yeah, that's what I mean. That's that's what the nail biting is, like, I've been letting my fans down pretty much,
No,
and
you haven't done that
well,
yet. Stop.
I
You
mean,
have not let them down.
I know, but I mean, I'm not, winning matches, and my fans are important to me. So,
Well, the fans
you
want to
know,
see you win. No, there's a lot of people
yeah,
that I think want to see Maverick finally walk away with a singles championship, because we know that we don't know how much more left you have in this sport, especially to the people of 325 7th Street here in the Richardson building in Parkersburg, West Virginia. I mean, they know that you're going to count on them tomorrow. I would have to imagine, especially knowing it's a free show. We're going to expect a bigger than usual crowd. You're going to be counting on them. In a way, they're going to be the seventh man tomorrow. They're going to be what they would call in football the Seahawks at the seventh man. That's what you're going to be counting on. I would have to think one thing that you're going to have in your back pocket tomorrow night is the fans.
correct. And also, another thing that I didn't mention is if I win this title tomorrow, I want to switch it up a little bit. I want to see if I can. Um, I got an idea what I want to do, but I haven't run it with the promoter yet. But it's something I think will be
Well, you
really
got to
cool
win
to.
it first. I mean, you got to win it
Right,
first.
right, right. But like I said, I'm just, you know, I'm not. My goal is to win it, and my goal is
Yeah.
to help the younger generation, but that's coming after me, and I just have an idea that I think that would work, even if I don't win it. Um, I just think that the idea I have, we can turn the this title to where it's a big deal for the company, for the guys that don't get a chance, is what I'm saying. So I'm pretty much fighting for the ones that don't get an opportunity to, because I mean I was that way when I first started out too. So I'm just looking for the guys that are coming after me in this business.
Absolutely. And if you are here on Sportswire Radio, do me a favor, hit the sub button for Maverick. We will get to everybody here in the chat, and we know the magnitude of this. And I gotta tell you, if you're out there, ladies and gentlemen, I have been really fired up of late to talk about the WVWF. We've had on a lot of great people of late. Godric Sandwell was here. We wound up having, yes, that guy Tafua, we'll get to him. Wyatt Black was here. Courtney, who I know is going to want to ring me out for these intros we've been playing on. Courtney, cease and desist. We've had a lot of great people from the WVWF of late, and we love the WVWF on Sportswire, and we want to congratulate the WVWF also on reaching 1,000 plus followers on Facebook, and we're going to get to 2,000 very soon. But please hit the sub button for Maverick if you haven't yet. So I'm going to ask you this question. I know I've asked it before, and you're going to probably say, well, I don't know what to say, but is this the biggest match of your career coming up here tomorrow night?
With my position that I'm in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes with my, with what's coming up next year and everything. Yeah, I want to say yes, but I'm gonna say yes and no. I
Okay.
had, I had, I mean, I worked Ellsworth. I've been in matches
I've
with
spoken to
Papa
Ellsworth off
Shango.
the air. Yep.
So that's,
Yep.
you know what I mean. Like I won my first title in front of my son when he was 3 years old. It was his first time coming. Um, I mean, I got Ryan James' first title. I mean, there's so many other matches that, but yeah, this is a big deal. It is important. There's other matches, but this one here is a big focus. If that makes sense.
So let me ask you this question, and I'm glad you brought up Ryan James. We've spoke about him in the past. Are you going to be thinking about him
Oh,
between now and tomorrow night?
oh yeah, absolutely. I talked to Lovable Lester on the daily. He's one of my
Love the
closest
lovable
friends.
Lester, by the way. Had a great conversation with him a few days ago. Love
Yeah,
Double L.
this is the real Lester, not wrestling Lester. So we're real close. I'm just saying that because he's the general manager. I don't want people thinking that I'm kissing ass or something. I'm
No,
not
no,
kissing ass.
stop.
But
No.
no, no, no. I he asked me or I told him something like that. I can't remember. It was a couple days ago, and I'll just say I said it so it sounds better. Um, I said the first thing I'm doing if when the ref hands me that title if I win this match, I'm going up to the corner that I always go to and just raise that belt and in his presence with that memorial picture. I think that's um going to be like the first thing I do, to be honest, if tomorrow happens where I'm the champion. Um, like I said, it is a big moment. It's a big deal, and I'm just ready for tomorrow. Like right now, like I'm just
You
getting
gotta
all
get. You
hyped
know
up.
what? I know you're ready, and I could see the nerves. I can see that it means something. That's a good thing, by the way. The nerves are a good thing,
Hmm.
but you got to get a good night's sleep tonight. You have to sleep and do as best as you can to get some sleep because I can see what this means to you. I can see the importance, but you got to make sure you get some sleep because if you're going to be thinking about this, like when we took, if some of us here in the chat took the SATs when we were in high school, you're going to not have the result you want. So I hope you get some sleep here coming up.
Oh yeah, I keep talking to my wife about it, showing her the other videos.
And we
I
know
just
she's
seen
going to be
one.
there tomorrow. We know she's going to be
Yeah,
there.
she's my personal camera lady, so she got
I
to
know.
be
I
there.
saw. We're gonna put your channel back up. We're gonna talk about maybe some momentum you have coming up, and I gotta ask you though about something because it's funny. I had cease and desist on it, and the rare bird Chris Phoenix talked about singles gold. Yeah, that guy Tafua talked about being a triple champion, and all these different people have talked about belt and this and belt that, and maybe that's got to motivate you because the fans are behind you, but these other guys have come on here and said they're the ones that are going to win this championship because they've done it already or they've got multiple championships elsewhere. And maybe that's got to motivate you in a way that maybe Cody Maverick is getting slept on because you're the guy before some of these names that have all of a sudden come in here to the WWF and won championships or have come from other places and now made a home or a second home here. You were the guy that helped pave the way for those wrestlers to get that opportunity. So I would have to think it's going to motivate you here tomorrow night, seeing guys like Hype Man Dan Lasers, the Rare Bird Chris Phoenix, Daniel Tafua, and others that are going to say, maybe even James Enoch, the Chemical Valley gunslinger that had that hybrid championship you
Hmm.
wanted so badly, that seeing these guys and now they've laid claim to gold for a company that you helped pave the way for them to come to. That has to motivate you that these guys have certainly made it loud and clear, but yet you're the one that wants it maybe more than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like we talked about how important it is to me, and another thing that's important when you're a champion, you're on the card. I seen
Yeah.
beginning of the year, they're trying to get more talent on the roster. So I mean that just is more people that gets to be ahead of me. You know what I mean? When it comes down to where to put the matches on the card and who's feuding and who's, this and that. So, but yeah, like I said, I have been taking other bookings as well, so I'm not just sitting out or whatnot. But
No, but
it's
I think this is a company that you've been here before, and
right,
you've been here. Well, when we talk about guys like Cease and Desist, who are our tag team champions, Daniel Tafua, our new hybrid champion. I mean, these are people that are only recent additions to the
right,
WVWF. You were here before them. You were here and you held championship gold in the WVWF before some of these names that have recently come through into the Richardson building. That's why I would think it has to motivate you to show them that you're the home team tomorrow. You're the guy who has the fans that know you more than anyone else, and yet they're the ones that have made their case heard loud and clear here before you did.
yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's just like what you're saying with everybody, getting on this gold and getting opportunities and getting championship opportunities, and I'm you know waiting on the am I booked or not, or and then you see these guys that keep getting opportunities, and like I was telling you, this might be my last one, so it's like you know
Look at we right now we have wild card weekend coming up, right? And we look at what's going on. Perfect example, your hated Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Aaron Rodgers, this might be his last shot on Monday to have maybe one more Super Bowl, or Mike Tomlin, who knows about his future, right? And not to compare you to the Pittsburgh Steelers, you would kill me if
oh
I
come
did that.
on.
But yeah, I'm not. But the point is that not to say you're in the same situation as a Rodgers or a Tomlin, or even let's say with Buffalo with Sean McDermott. Everybody's talking about, well, maybe the Bills are going to make a coaching change. How about the Packers coming? Matt LaFleur. Everybody's talking about that, right? So if you think about what's at stake, it's not identical, but in a way, we don't know how many more championship opportunities Cody Maverick has. Just like, again, in wild card weekend, we don't know some of these teams all of a sudden decide to change coaches, or a quarterback may retire, or this person might be traded. And that's kind of the position you're in here coming up, is that this is just really, I mean, this is all intents and purposes, win or go home.
That's pretty much what it seems like,
I mean, that's all, no
I
other
mean,
way I could say it. But, one of the reasons I think you might have a little bit of momentum here coming up is you had a victory. And it's always important to go into things like this with a victory. And I'm going to put the footage up here. So we'll talk about it for a few minutes. Then we'll get to everybody here in the channel. A lot of people want to talk to you, including some of the people you may see in the King of the Mountain Battle Royal, which, by the way, the final two participants, it does turn into a wrestling match. I want to talk about that on the other side of the chat, because I think that's another interesting wrinkle into this match that I would be curious your perspective on. But you're coming out here, and this was the last time we saw you in the ring, and you're going up against a guy and Michael Everything, and a guy that definitely has been around in some places. And talk to me about what's going through your mind here right now.
yeah. So like this is pretty much my like big welcome back match kind of deal.
Yeah,
Um, Michael Everything, I know where he came from. I know who trained him. I don't know him personally, but we've been in multiple locker rooms together. Um, he's, pretty much a guy that I travel up and down the East Coast with. Um, at PWC, MVP, which I don't work for them, but there's a lot of guys, I'm close to there.
sure.
Um, but anyway, yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to see what he got. I know he's, just coming on board. I know, he had foot trouble or leg trouble or something to where it put him out for
Hmm.
a while. But yeah, he got it, man. He's for the time he had and his injury. I don't. He's good. I don't see you know, a bad future in Michael Everything.
So, how important was a match like this for you in order to have a little bit of momentum going in to this Saturday?
So pretty much, I just was just seeing if I still got the crowd, behind me. Pretty much. Um, yeah, this match here was actually supposed to happen. I think I can't. I think it was like winter something advisory or something
Well,
for
we had
when it got
we had
canceled.
the snowstorm. We had the snowstorm. Remember, everybody
Yeah,
got
yeah. So
snowed
this is
in.
the match. Yeah, this was the match that that was supposed to happen um during that time, but got canceled due to the weather.
Yep.
So yeah, I was just pretty much seeing what he, what he got, and unfortunately, he put me in ankle lock.
Well, that hurts. I mean, listen, that
Yeah.
does hurt. Kurt Angle and Ken Shamrock, where are you? But
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, he's certainly a veteran, and he's got a little bit of experience, and he knows what to do. He's got you in the center of the ring, and obviously, you have went through a lot. You're not going to go down that easily, and you've got that crowd behind you. I think that's the important part: is that the fans remember what you've done.
Right.
The
Yeah.
fans remember that you helped the WVWF to be what it is today, and the WVWF to have a free show here. I mean, what an honor that the fans have done in supporting the WVWF. We have a free show here. If you live near 325 7th Street tomorrow, you have absolutely no excuse to not be there. This is a free show. You're going to watch some of the very best pro wrestlers in and around the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic. You have to be there. And Cody Maverick is going to be one of those people. And who knows, maybe you'll even see Michael Everything here in this battle royal. Have you thought about that prospect?
Well, I already know he's gonna be in this match with his video that West Virginia Wrestling Federation shared already.
Yep.
So
You may see him
the only,
again here. You may see him face to face. I mean, what do you think about
uh,
that?
so you'll see in this video, I come out with a solo cup that I think talks to me when I'm half drunk
Yes, I
before
think
I
you
get in the
did
ring.
mention the solo cup. I think was it Courtney was here, and I am a solo cup drinker as well. Though today I don't
Yeah, yeah,
have
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So for some reason, you'll see in the video, um,
Yes.
I called for my buddy, and
Well,
Tyler
I mean, look,
Strategis
everybody's
was,
got to have a buddy or two. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. No, listen, everybody's
So
got to have a buddy.
yeah, Tyler Strategis, you'll see in the video. I think
Yes.
you can only see the solo cup trying to get handed to me. So I'm gonna either before the battle royal starts, I'm just gonna chug it. But
You might
so
chug
because
it at
that way,
Michael again.
yeah, that way I don't have to, that doesn't distract me, if that makes any sense.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And obviously, channeling the man you drove once from an airport, Billy Gunn, with that famouser. Definitely well
Hmm.
done. Definitely well done. And I had the pleasure to promote a Billy Gunn show last year in Thunder Mountain Wrestling. So what comes around goes around. But yes, there we go. You're motioning for it. Yes, I see it. And but
That's it. And
it,
then a schoolboy,
well,
1, 2. Look at that! Look at that ref. I don't know what it is with West Virginia refs, but they can't count to three. I'm not trying to. I mean, I live in West Virginia, but
yeah.
I mean, Parkersburg refs don't know how to count to three. Let's just say that.
Well, you know what? I mean, I hope for your sake that that's not going to be the case here coming up tomorrow.
Um,
Should you be in that final too?
if that happens,
I
I'm
mean, you
taking
were in
my boots.
control. Listen, you were in control of the match, and
Right.
unfortunately, it was a fast count. I mean, that's it's one of those things.
Yeah. If I get screwed again over a pinfall like that, I'm just gonna take my boots off in the middle of the ring because
Well,
I'm
I
tired
hope
of
you're
getting
not
screwed over
spoiling
by the
anything.
refs.
Well, I hope
And
you're
you know
not
what?
spoiling anything. Well, I guess we'll have to find out if you'll see him again. And obviously, he's motioning to you that he got the upper hand, and you were in disbelief because you were in control of that match. And I could certainly see why you have some disbelief there. And I most certainly hope that that's not going to be the case here for you in the King of the Mountain Battle Royal, which I will point out the final two competitors will then turn into a wrestling match. So it is a really interesting wrinkle in the match. And we're going to talk about that plus your comments here shortly. So let's do that here right now. But if you are here on Sportswire Radio, do me a favor, go out there, please sub to Cody's YouTube channel. He has a lot of subscribers, and we want to get him some more subscribers. So please do that now. And that way, when we see those ads on his screen, he'll get paid for them because we know that you get 1,000 subscribers. He'll eventually get there. Trust me, he will. Let's get to some people here in the chat because they've been waiting. Zilla was here like 3 hours ago. Thank you, Zilla, for camping out for Maverick's return to Sportswire. Thank you. We know you're here. And one of the participants that is going to be there tomorrow wanted to say, what's up?
What's up, Birdman? That's all I'm going to say. What's up? Let's get ready for tomorrow. I'll see you in the ring, bud.
Well, he'll have some more comments. And there she is, Courtney Wood, Miss Courtney, who you basically declared right off the bat tonight should give you that loud introduction.
She's a traitor. She's a traitor. Because in her video, in my video you just watched, she's cheering for everything. So I didn't want to hear her mouth.
Well, she has her reasons, and Courtney was telling everybody, and she was reminding me on Facebook in comments how she's always right about everything, especially about Brittany Storm and the collective, which I'm not going to ask you your thoughts on that because you are focused on the King of the Mountain Championship. But, I would certainly agree with you that Courtney should most certainly be right in doing more intros because I think Courtney is the best at doing intros in the great state of West Virginia and beyond. And I'm glad that you declared right off the bat that she should. And the more people that subscribe to her YouTube channel will most certainly, I'm sure, agree. And she's moving up the ladder. She got another subscriber today, I see. And if you're here in the chat, I see a bunch of you right now. Sub to her page because then you can see her do an introduction of Maverick and some others. And that short she has 430 plus views. So yeah, make her do an intro and maybe a championship when Maverick wins the King of the Mountain championship. And the new King of the Mountain champion. And we'll get to that later. But Courtney will definitely be very mad about that once again. Let us get to some more comments. She does say, let's go Maverick. A man that knows you very well wanted to put the eyeballs and wanted to say hello, Mr. Maverick. Yes, thank you, Maverick, for being here. And even though we had the late start, we've certainly gotten right back on track. I guess somebody is scouting for Peanut Butter and Jealous in Mon Valley and elsewhere. Thank you for scouting, I guess, for them. Who knows? Maybe they'll make their way to WVWF, but they've got to first win some championship gold in Mon Valley. And Maverick is definitely an OG. And I made that point. With all these new guys coming into the WVWF, you were there first. You were there first. And this is why this match means so much to your amazing career. And also, Lester said, I do believe I'm the announcer of the WWF. And I also got to give the Double L a big shout out because nobody can do that train, that choo-choo like him. He's got the best out. Yep. He is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be when it comes to that choo-choo. And
he's
please.
the Bret Hart of the choo-choo.
Yes, he should get the Nobel Peace Prize for that. Yes, shout out to the WWF. Please follow the WWF, especially on Facebook. And he does not mind the help here and there. Well, Courtney can certainly do it. She can certainly do it. And Mr. Maverick, what are your plans if you win tomorrow? That's a great question. So if you win tomorrow, flash forward, and what will those plans be like should you walk out with that WVWF King of the Mountain Championship?
Well, I thought we were having a after party.
I'll be live on Sportswire. We'll cut you in for a few minutes.
You know what? It'll probably be too late.
What you guys go on? Look, I'll probably be on. We can cut you in for a few minutes. We have promo wrestlers on. You can probably cut a promo on some of them. Okay. Maybe they can get help with a promo. We'll say. Yeah, well, obviously you'll keep me posted. If you're in the building, if we have Wi-Fi, we'll send you a link. Double L waiting on the response for the contractual agreement. Well, we'll have to find that out. That's a great point. Speaking of people that were here Tuesday, and this guy, right? Now, he's not going to be there tomorrow. He proclaimed that, so you don't have to worry about him. But he had this back and forth with the guy that declared himself, for all intensive purposes, the new King of the Mountain champion. That guy whose last name is Tafua. What did you think about this? This whole thing with Daniel Tafua basically declaring himself the champion of the belt you plan to take tomorrow.
Yeah, I've seen it all. I just let him talk.
Let him talk.
Louder than words.
But he's scary though. He comes out, he's got the mask does the work, and the colors all of a sudden change. And you saw what he did to James Enoch, and he's been with the collective. I mean, does that concern you in any way?
You know, I've been in the ring with guys his size my rookie year, and I still came back for more. So if he wants to give me what he got, just bring it on, Tafua. You know, this match right now, you know, I know you're probably rubbing your hands saying, "Oh, fresh meat, I got you. I've never been in the ring." You know, I know he's feeling it right now. I know he's watching. So, but like I
No, he's
said, I'll
watching. We'll
see you
see if he
tomorrow.
shows
Yeah.
up. Yeah, he's watching. And as I said, he thinks he's going to win.
Ah, man. Like I said, if they're thinking how I'm thinking, get all the bigger guys out. You have a better opportunity. You know, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of baby faces that I can talk to that get on board with my idea. You know, I'm sure, you know, it's easier to get the title, you know, so.
Absolutely. And we're here with Cody Maverick. We are less than 24 hours away from the WVWF's first show of 2026. That is New Heat. And it is a free show. So if you are nearby 325 7th Street, the Richardson Building in beautiful Parkersburg, West Virginia, you have no excuse not to be there. And we are very honored to be talking about the show. And we love the WVWF, and I hope you continue to join me in supporting them. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. I'd like to thank the WVWF for their support because, after all, it's companies like the WVWF that helped Sportswire Radio land some of these people recently, like I'm going to show on my screen, that some people have probably heard of, is only, I don't know, the second longest tenured guitarist for that guy, Ozzy Osbourne. And Mr. Gus G, you can see it on the screen, and you can check out some of the interviews there and some ones upcoming. And we have some great guests that have been here recently, thanks to the WWF, like that guy, David Ellefson, only was considered to be the co-founder of thrash metal and Megadeth. And then we had some WWE greats. If you like Raven was here. Jumpin' Jim Brunzell. So we have some great guests coming up here. And if you like classic rock, Mark Farner of Grand Funk Railroad is back on Sportswire coming up here. So we have some great guests. And we want to thank Maverick and everybody here in the chat and the WVWF for support. He's reached out to Prodigy a few times. I'll let them handle that. No matter what you have me to go through. You know, I want to ask you something in a different perspective and tell me your thoughts, right? Because I see Daniel Tafua, and you know Tafua is always a staple in sports, right? And I see cease and desist here in the chat, but what do you think about the fact that they have, now I don't know where this is going to go in terms of whether it's going to be last or first, but these guys, though, regardless, they have matches that they have to worry about. Cease and Desist has to defend the tag team championship. DB Rivera, you know him very well, and Bam Allen. Bam Allen is a rising star. Then you've got Tafua, who's only got, by the way, a 25% chance to retain his hybrid championship that he just won. What do you think, though, maybe in a way that you could have one advantage that some of these guys like a Tafua, like a Cease and Desist, don't have, in that they've got to pull double duty and they got to hold on to their championships? And maybe that's an advantage you have, is that you have nothing to lose tomorrow. These guys almost have everything to lose.
Correct. Yeah, like I said, they're gonna be wore out, and that's why I was telling you, you know, take my time, you know, don't give all my energy, you know, because I mean, those that have been in the ring, I mean, you know, it's you lose, you know, your air, you know, you're worn out, you know, so
Absolutely.
on, you know,
That's a big part. Listen, it's almost like if you're a baseball player, you're playing a doubleheader. You know, that's a big thing. Whereas the other team, you're in a playoff race, and whatever reason you're making up days, and you have the day off, and the other team has to go, and people would say, oh, well, you could win 2 games. Well, you could lose 2 games. I mean, I've seen this all the time. I would rather control my own destiny in a way. To bring up the football term again in Wild Card Weekend, you control your own destiny. Guys like Tafua, guys like Hype Man, guys like the Rarebird Chris Fix, they hold championships already. They don't control their own destiny. Even guys like Dax Preacher, guys like Nate Steele, if they're in this, they don't control their own destiny. You do. These champions that hold gold here right now in the WWF, let's say they're in this. They have to fight to keep what they already have. I think that's an advantage for guys like you because you don't have to worry about that. we know your situation.
Correct. And I did ask for a just a match, one-on-one match. And I got told, that's all I got for you.
You know,
So
maybe you just want to have that one match because of the importance, but also what happened to you with Michael Everything. So we'll get to some more people in the chat. We'll have to talk business, and we definitely have a few surprises if they show. Obviously, weather and card subject to change, that can certainly play a factor into who's in the Battle Royal. Let's get to some more comments. Yes. And hello to Daniel Tafua. Hello to Godric Sandwell. And hello to the Double L. And also, here's a good comment. You may think you have this rare bird figured out, but you are not ready for this Phoenix.
he can't do his high risk moves in a battle royal. See, I just push him out.
But he's also got a tag team partner that he may.
Yeah. So I mean, he just better.
What do you think about that? Well, you know what? That's an interesting point. What do you think about that dynamic, though? That the Rare Bird, Chris Phoenix, and Hype Man Dan Lasers, sure, they're a tag team. We know that. They're the tag team champions. But when it comes to a battle royal, and especially another championship, it's every man for themselves. And how do you think that factor could play in maybe into your favor? Because Hype Man and the Rare Bird, that maybe they're not going to be side by side here coming up if they're both in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I had my close buddies, next to me, but then again, when you lay your head down at night, it's all about you. You're thinking about yourself,
Absolutely.
right? So,
absolutely. Listen, it's a dog eat dog world. Listen, my uncle always said to me, never forget, on my first job in the summer, it's a dog eat dog world, Ace, and they may be the champions. But when it comes to another championship, it could certainly get between them. Yes, let's get to some more comments. You got this, Maverick. The people are behind you. There's no question about that. And if you are here, do me a favor. Go hit the sub button for Maverick. Please support him. Please support those who support us. We have a nice crowd here today. We had some really nice crowds of late on Sportswire. So if you can, please join me in hitting the sub button for Maverick. He's got 28 subs. Let's get him to 30 today. I want to see him get to 30 subs before we sign up. There's somebody out there that can either hit a sub or get a friend or a loved one that knows Maverick and give him another subscription. So please do that here because we are very fortunate to have a nice crowd. And some of you, I know for sure, have people or have not subscribed to Maverick's YouTube page. We will get to some more comments. You have plenty of them before we get to some final words. Also, he misses the fans prodigy, and they miss seeing him. I'm sure of that. Mm-hmm. Maverick is definitely one of the few that's not out for himself. He's not afraid to put people over. Just saying, you talked about the fact that you want this championship to be for the young people to have a chance to go out. That's a good point. I mean, obviously, you got to get it first, though. You got to win it first. Mm-hmm. We appreciate you, and I think the WVWF is on its way to bigger and better things, and we are very happy that the WVWF continues to grow. And I think we're on that road to 2,000 followers with the Double L, with the choo-choo to 2,000. Yes, we've always had good conversations off the air and on the air. We're going to bring on the Double L very soon between now and the next month. We're going to see him back on Sportswire. Very excited about that. And yes, Mr. Tafua is the hybrid champion, and that could be a distraction, I think, because he's only got a 25% chance of retaining that title. He's got Wyatt Black, the controversy king. Then you've got Phoebe Harper, Courtney's favorite. And then you've got Taxi himself. I mean, that's a real... Listen, Tafua's got some issues. I would be really curious on how he figures it all out. As a former tag partner of Maverick, don't sleep on him. If I see you in the ring soon, I look forward to it. Hey. Respect should be on your name, sir. Absolutely agreed. Maverick, like Prodigy and myself, been around for quite some time. We've talked about that. You've been in this sport over a decade and a half. We know that these title shots don't come a dime a dozen in this sport. Let's get to some more comments. Yes, I get the exchanges. We appreciate that. And also, there's a lot of people that could win this battle royal. That's the beauty of matches like this. It makes them step up their game. We know for you what this means. Love solo cups. We love solo cups. And Tyler Strategic is underrated. He's joining forces with me to help get this draw situation under control. But you're not focused on that right now. You're not focused on anything else that's going on right now. You're focused on one thing only because it's win or go home for you. We don't know what's next. We don't know. You haven't been booked on shows in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get
that's
to some.
what. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I was just gonna just comment what you said, but I already said it.
yeah, you've said it. We know that.
Mm.
Double L, you got my number in case you need some draw help, and you already know. I got see, Courtney said she's got you. She's supporting you. She really ain't a fan of mine tonight. I can tell you that much.
Oh man.
Although, you know what? I want to say it on the air because she's here. I'm trying to, she loves the band Steel Panther, and I'm trying to actually get the lead singer of the band on. So when Courtney sees the lead singer, Michael Starr, on here on Sportswire, she's going to change her tune on certain things. I promise you on that. I promise you.
Well, you got to have her a co-host on that. She would die. I'm
No,
telling you.
she's gonna host it only. No, she's gonna host it
Oh,
only.
okay.
I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna retire. At that point, I'm gonna retire and then just let her do it because she's right. She's always right on everything. She knows everything. So I should just move away and I won't do it anymore. Now she's gonna be really mad. But
Yeah.
we are working on Steel Panther. We are working on it. I promise you, we're working on it. I had somebody laugh. I had somebody tell me I should get Oasis one. I'm like, yeah, fat chance, but we're trying anyway. That one I'm trying. The Steel Panther, we have a very good shot because we have a poll because Gus G actually has a new song with the lead singer, so we have a very good shot on that one.
Okay, cool.
I won't say, guy. What are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say they sing Wonderwall, correct? Is that the band?
Oasis has Wonderwall. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a great band.
Yeah, I play that all the time.
That's a great band.
It's
Yeah,
in my
but
playlist,
unfortunately, I don't think they're coming on here though. I don't. I mean, you never know. I mean, I had
Yeah, I
somebody.
understand.
It's just they're on another level. I mean, well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. I promise you, I will do my best. Should you win, what would be one's preferred beverage? That's a good question by Godric. That's a great question.
I'd probably go to a gas station if it's open and just get like a tall boy Bud Light just real quick until I get home. And then I'll drink harder. I mean,
Okay,
honestly,
you know what? That's a good one. We're not gonna dump Gatorade on you and have you a Gatorade bath.
No, we don't want no Gatorade. No.
No, yeah, I Gatorade. I'm not a fan of unless it's in the summer. Speaking of people who could very well be out there, what do you think about a guy like Ampo? I mean, we all talk about Tafua, but maybe Tafua's got a problem with the collective being in this.
Yeah, I love Ampo. He's my
Ampo's
dude.
a good dude.
I'm saying like I can go on and on about him. When
Yeah.
I met him in McKeesport, PA, the first time, and just we could connect. So I have all respect for Ampo.
He's the square of the Kaiju Circle, and he's in Toronto right now, but on his way to West Virginia. Think about him. He was in Tokyo, Toronto, and Parkersburg. I mean, he's definitely got. He must have the Delta Gold plan.
Yeah, he does.
Ampo's gonna kill me for that one.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's not bringing in any kendo sticks in this match. I mean, that's a killer.
Yeah, I don't know about that
but
one.
I've seen the marks afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of that. No way.
No, we're going to certainly hope that Customs takes that away. Hello to AJ Harrison, the Dawn of Combat. Thank you for being here. Yes, he'll be a part of a big topic in tomorrow's show. We have the TPW roster, some to start for a few minutes and others that'll come in that'll probably certainly have a lot more to say. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with Tafua's mask. Strange things happen when that thing is read. Stranger Things, that's Daniel Tafua. Yes, Double L. I can only hope that Telegram got to Phoebe Harper in time, but who knows? Who really knows? Look at this with a few more comments. You do realize email might be quicker, Godric. Just saying, good sir. Yeah, it's too late. And Godric Sandwell just now is thinking of email. Well, yeah, it's definitely too late. Hello, and Ampo, hope you don't get jet lag. Yeah, what is the distance between Toronto and Parkersburg flight-wise? We'll have to find out. There's always a chance, Mr. Tafua. I've got faith in Jeffrey and Miss Harper. Well, who knows? Maverick, I respect you, but it's the King's era. It's the King's era. It's the King's era.
Okay. I talked enough smack on him. We
got that. No, I got that. Now, listen, we're gonna get to a few more things. I promise you. Also, unfortunately, Maverick, you'd be surprised what people will do for a championship, much less to be the first King of the Mountain. Okay, We'll have to see. Time will tell. Hit the sub button for Maverick on YouTube, and I really don't need my tag partner or to do flippy moves to win.
Ooh,
strong words.
Yes, it
Strong
is.
words.
Okay. See, you made me open my mouth up, Tom. You know.
You got a big crowd tonight. Listen, you know what? Those are questions. Courtney does a really good job. I was teasing her earlier about definitely loving her stories and her recap. Yeah, she's the best. Pro Wrestling Wire. Check her out. Slam Magazine. Shout out to my friend Rick Del Santo. And we always respect you. I got a couple more things I want to do. But before I do that, I must share my screen because it would not be an episode if we didn't do this because for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio in prime time, it is Maverick Day here, right before we
Yeah.
get ready. It's your day. We'll see if
Perfect.
tomorrow will be the dawn of a new day as the first ever King of the Mountain champion. So, congratulations.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna hang
Absolutely.
that beside my other three of them.
Well, you know what? We like that people hang them up. I think it
Yeah.
was Mark. I think Mark Farner actually said he was going to hang his up. So if the guy from Grand
Yeah.
Funk Railroad said he was going to hang his up, I'll definitely take it. Everybody else should as well. Absolutely, congratulations. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voiced figuratively and literally with all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters here. We are here for about 10 or so minutes with Cody Maverick himself. He will be in the King of the Mountain match, and this will determine the first ever King of the Mountain champion. Please support the WVWF on all social media platforms. Also support Maverick on Facebook and subscribe to his YouTube channel. All right, there's one component of this match I have not brought up yet, is that we know it's a battle royal, but the final two competitors, now it turns into a wrestling match. How do you prepare for something like that?
Uh, I mean, I got my move set down packed. I just got to know when to actually give the move. You know what I mean? So
Now, have you been in something like this before? This is a very interesting dynamic.
I never been in a battle royal that switches out into a singles match. I've seen it happen
Yeah,
back when I was, younger, watching, indie wrestling when I couldn't,
sure.
even train yet. Um, but my first ever match was a battle royal, and there was some known talent today that, yeah, well, they weren't known then, but they got big now. That was in that match. Um, so I'm I don't want to say I'm a rookie in battle royals, but I have a lot under my belt.
That's an
So
interesting
like
point.
but like I said, just um prepare to be one of the final guys, you know. So just take your time in the battle royal part, take your, go slow, don't use all your energy like I was saying. And then
Pace
if
yourself. You got to pace
if
yourself.
I'm yeah, if I'm one of the last guys, then game on, Showtime, baby.
Hey, listen, you know what? That's how it goes. Prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Great question by the Double L. What if Aaron James is in this? How do you prepare for something like that?
I've been in the ring with him where he's on my side with Syndicate for the longest time. Um, I'm close with him still. I know he's not, I mean, there's some times where he can be a hole, because
You,
he's Aaron James, Um, no, but anyway, just I mean, I've watched him, as being a veteran at WVWF, so I know how he works. So I really, I don't want to say I'm worried about him because I don't know how many other guys I got,
there's
or
no, we
even
don't. We
women.
don't,
I
people
don't
from
know.
other
So
companies might be here tomorrow. We don't
correct.
know.
Yep. Yep. I only know a select few. Like cease and desist. I'll just name both of them together. That way,
Yep.
Tafua, Michael Everything, Dax Preacher. I'm sure most
Nate
of the
Steele.
guys in the locker room, Nate Steele, yes, Ryan Steele, maybe. Um, just the list goes on and on and on. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, I've seen the guys that, that I work with, inside and outside the ring, even in the back, there's guys that, come up to me for advice or whatnot. You know what I mean? So, and, and but like, you don't know how to prepare for somebody like, um, the most. Dan Mosley, I think that was his name. I
Dean
never
Mosley.
met him.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
brought him
so I
up
don't know.
because
Yeah, I don't
he's a
know
guy.
anything about him.
I'm glad you brought him up because he's a guy that actually I know from my guest last week, Ace Christian. He's worked in a company also in West Virginia, the WDWA. So
Okay,
that's the
okay.
guy that
You know
he's
what?
been in West
Yeah,
Virginia.
yeah, I know that promotion. I never worked for him, but I know him. Are they? They're the ones with the cross and WD
Yes,
or whatever.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
They're
I
in
know the
they're
promotion.
near the Martinsburg area.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In the almost the other end of West Virginia. What if Brian Fury enters?
It's just the names.
There's
That's what I'm
endless
saying.
names.
Like
I got that.
yeah,
Endless.
it's just endless names. There's guys. I don't know that's going to be in it that I might have met on my early years that I am
Hey,
now
to get
running in.
Endless could be there tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what. Oh man, you know what? I haven't talked to him in a while, so if he's watching or if he
I'll
comes
tell
across
Deget.
it,
I mean, Deget, I
yeah, hit
haven't
me
had a
up because
chance to
it's
get a
been a
hold of.
while.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Deget,
he's on my list for this year. Let's just say that. So if he wants
Deget
to
actually
go,
said, Deget said I was the best podcast he had done. So Deget, he knows the platform. He's liked some of my
right?
posts
Yeah,
recently. So Deget's a busy
yeah. So
guy.
yeah,
We'll get him back. So, I know you have to run, but apparently I've received word that somebody wants to come in here and, say a few words before we sign off. Obviously, talk to you and talk to you about everything that you've said here tonight and everything that has occurred. And we're very excited about this match in the show, but I must do this before we sign off because for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Whoa! No! No! We saw what happened Tuesday! It's King Daniel Tafura! Oh, he's got the mask on! He's got that mask!
So you think you're going to win, Maverick? I give it to you. I love the confidence. Tomorrow, it's 30 man. Maybe less, maybe more. But I hope it comes down to me and you. Understandable. I have respect for you. I have respect for everybody that I stepped foot in that ring with. But now, it's the King's era. And I am the USWA Universal and the WVWF Hybrid Ryan James champion. And I will be the next king of the mountain champion because I am King Kafua. Oh, and I shall set you free. Welcome to the wastelands.
And he left! He left! He didn't even say anything, but just left! Maverick, could this be something that gets into your head less than 24 hours before we sign off? He just literally came in here and he left.
yeah. It got me thinking. That's all I gotta say, Tom.
Oh, you know what? We don't even have to say anything more else. I got that. You gotta just focus on tomorrow. Even Double O saying Double O out. I mean, listen, if you want to say anything else before we sign off, I got that, and there's nothing much more, especially after what we just saw. But if you have a closing thought or two, you're more than welcome.
Yeah. I just want to thank Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. I was actually booked first to go and wrestle in front of their crowd. And then this show coming up tomorrow, and the promoter told me, hey man, go get your opportunity. You always got a place with us. So I'm very blessed, that he, because I mean I could do the double shows, but it's just I got to think about this match. I got to think about this title. Not only PWC's running tomorrow, but if you're in the Pittsburgh area, Mon Valley Pro MVP is running in Charleroi tomorrow as well. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of my close friends, Dave Jamieson's going to be there,
Yes.
Banana Man, Andrew Lovelace.
Yes. We
Speaking of
had
him,
people were jealous scouting.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of him, I just did a booking poster for him. So I'm available for doing any kind of booking posters for any
Yes, I've
talent.
seen you've done it for some of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
roster.
So
Yeah.
um, I did take a new shift, so it might be delayed just because I gotta get better at my sleeping schedule.
Which
Um,
we're gonna let you sleep
well,
in a
no,
few.
no, no, no. Don't take it out of it. No, I'm just telling the guys that hey, it might be
No, I
longer
know
than
what you're
usual.
saying. I know what you're
I'm
saying.
not.
No,
No, no, no rush, Tom. No rush.
no,
Um,
we know you also have a match to get ready for tomorrow. No, we do
right,
know.
right. Other than PWC running, MVP running, um, I'm sure the fans seen my promo I did. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm hopefully tomorrow I don't let you down. It's a really big deal for me. Like I said, my this whole year I'm trying to go out with a bang just in case it is my last. You know what I'm saying? And I keep telling myself, Maverick, it's not gonna be like this. You're gonna, get better and go. But, like I don't know what in store for me. I'm just blessed that from 2008 to now. Yeah, I did take a little break when my son was born, but I mean, what father wouldn't? And just the ups and downs, the battles, the broken wrist, and still, like just still pretty much um work through the whole match. I got to give a props to Jay Rue because just being a professional in that. I don't know if he, I tell him, but I did brought up MVP, and I don't think I ever got the opportunity to, just say, hey, J. Rube, thanks for checking in on me, until you knew that I was okay. You know what I mean? Like, because that was my first ever injury, and I know he didn't do it, but that was so yeah, like it's just a big deal for me to get this because I never know what's next, in store for
No,
me.
nobody
So
knows. You know what? And that's such a great point before we sign off. We just don't know how many opportunities you get out. That's why I think a lot of people are rooting for you tomorrow because
yeah,
people know that, look, these other guys, we love them. They've been on Sportswire a lot, but they've gotten championships already. And if they don't win it tomorrow, I'm sure they'll win something else in the WWF or elsewhere. But I think we know the magnitude because you've been chasing this now. This is the third or fourth time you've been here on Sportswire in the past 8 months. And we know you've been chasing it. You've been chasing that moment. And this is kind of win or go home. And I think that's why people are really, really intrigued to see this show. I think this is going to be a great show tomorrow. The WWF has done a great job in putting it together. We have some great matches across the card, and so many people, I think, are really looking forward to seeing what happens here in this match. And if you are out there, please follow the WVWF on Facebook so you can buy a ticket. Also, hit the sub button for Maverick's YouTube channel. And my friend, I'm really looking forward to seeing you here after this, and we'll see if you bring that championship here tomorrow. And obviously, we'll see what the future brings coming up. I have no doubt, though, you're going to give it everything that you can, and the best is yet to come. And Happy New Year, and we'll see if the red door is open, and I'm sure we'll just like the double L. So if he's going to see me, I'm going to see you here very soon, sir. Well, that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. That is the frat boy himself, Cody Maverick. And boy, this was quite an episode here tonight. It's been a great last few days here on Sportswire Radio. Godric Sandwell was certainly memorable. And we had Gabe Sayers, the promoter of the TF crew. And now Maverick certainly rounded it out. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And if you are here, you can like, share, and subscribe to us. And we will be back here tomorrow night. And we'll see if Maverick pops in here for a few minutes with that championship. Time will certainly tell, but thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Please get to 325 7th Street safe and sound so we can talk about it, and we'll certainly see you soon. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, with all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.